Hello everyone, this is BSc third year class, linear algebra. So last lecture we have started the new concept inner product space. Now I am going to discuss one theorem, theorem 4.4.1. Theorem 4.4.1. The statement of the theorem is if UV belongs to capital V, if UV belongs to capital V, then mod of inner product of U comma V is less than or equal to norm of U into norm of V. That we have to prove. Now consider proof. First, if U is equal to 0, then we can directly say that U comma V is equal to 0. V can be any vector. This implies that norm of V into norm of U is equal to 0. So we can directly say that the inner product of mod of inner product of U comma V is less than or equal to norm of V comma into norm of U. Now consider second part. If U is not equal to 0, suppose lambda belongs to R, where lambda is any real number. Second part, if U is not equal to 0 and suppose that lambda belongs to R be any real number, then we can write lambda U plus V, inner product of lambda U plus V with itself, which is greater than or equal to 0, because this is nothing but the norm of the vector square of the norm of the vector lambda U plus V, where lambda belongs to R and U is not equal to 0. So from it we can write lambda of inner product of U comma V plus lambda square of inner product of U comma U plus lambda outside inner product of U comma V plus now lambda bar inner product of V comma U plus inner product of V comma V. Now lambda belongs to R. If the number is a real number, then its bar is itself. So we can write lambda square of U comma U, inner product of U and U, plus lambda of inner product of U comma V plus lambda itself. Now inner product of V comma U is equal to inner product of U comma V bar, and this is a real number, hence we can say that its bar is itself. So you can write it U comma V plus inner product of V comma V. Now from this, now here observe that lambda bar is equal to lambda itself, because lambda is a real number. So you can write lambda inner product of U with itself plus 2 times lambda of inner product of U comma V plus inner product of V with itself. Now let, and this is greater than or equal to 0, because this is the square of the norm of the vector lambda u plus v. Now let A is equal to inner product of u with itself, B is equal to inner product of u and v, and C is equal to inner product of v with itself. Now we got the equation a lambda square plus 2b lambda plus c is greater than or equal to 0. And we have discussed one corollary in last lecture. So you can apply this corollary in the proof of this theorem. Which is greater than or equal to 0 and lambda is any real number, then we can say that b square is greater than less than or equal to ac. Now b is what? B is what? Inner product of u comma v, which is less than or equal to a. A is what? Inner product of u with itself, and c is what? Inner product of v with itself. Now this square, this is what is this? It is the norm of u square. It is the norm of v, the square of the norm of u and the square of the norm of v. Now taking the positive square root on both sides, so we get mod of inner product of u comma v is less than or equal to norm of v into norm of v. So this is the second part of this theorem. Now third part. Third part, if alpha is equal to inner product of u comma v is not real, if it is not real, then we can say that alpha is not equal to 0. Also u comma u divided by alpha exists. U divided by alpha exists. Now consider the inner product of u by alpha into v can be written as 1 by alpha into inner product of u comma v. What is alpha? Alpha is equal to inner product of u comma v itself. So this is 1 by inner product of u comma v into u comma v. It is equal to 1. Now if it is equal to 1, then we can write inner product of u of alpha comma v is less than or equal to norm of u by alpha into norm of v, using the theorem that we have discussed. So you can write from it 1 by mod alpha, because alpha is a real number, norm of u into norm of v. So from this we can solve less than or equal to mod alpha is less than or equal to norm of u into norm of v. What is alpha? Alpha is inner product of u and v, is less than or equal to norm of u into norm of, hence the proof. So this is very important theorem, which says that mod of the inner product of u and v is less than or equal to norm u into norm v. Now example depends on this theorem. If v is equal to fn, if V is equal to Fn and U is equal to alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n and V is equal to beta 1, beta 2, beta n. Then the inner product is defined as alpha 1 beta 1 bar plus alpha 2 beta 2 bar plus alpha n beta n bar. Then inner product of u comma v is less than or equal to norm of v into norm of u. So we have this. So we can apply it here. So inner product of u comma v is less than or equal to norm of alpha 1 square plus mod of alpha 2 square plus mod of alpha n square into mod of beta 1 square plus mod of beta 2 square plus mod of beta n square. This is the norm of u and this is norm of v according to the function we have defined. So this is the example. Now one definition. If definition, if u comma v belongs to v, then u is said to be orthogonal to v, if inner product of u and v is 0. So understand the definition. If V is a vector space and u comma v are the elements of V, then when we say that if V is orthogonal to V, if their inner product is 0, now note 1. If u is orthogonal to V, then V is orthogonal to u. Now it is given that if u is orthogonal to v, then their inner product is 0. Also we know that uv is equal to vu bar. uv is equal to vu bar, which is equal to 0 bar, which is equal to 0, which implies that V is also orthogonal to U. So this is very important part, orthogonality of elements in inner product space. Two vectors are said to be orthogonal to each other if their inner product is 0. So we can combine these two definition and note, and we can say that two vectors in inner product space are said to be orthogonal if their inner product is 0. Now, orthogonal complement of a subspace. Definition. Orthogonal complement of a subspace. If V is a vector space, definition. If V is a vector space and W is a subspace of V, W is subspace of V, then orthogonal complement of W, orthogonal complement of W W is denoted by W perpendicular. W perpendicular. Orthogonal complement of W is denoted by W perpendicular and defined by W perpendicular is U belongs to V such that inner product of U and W is 0 for all W belongs to W. Now, orthogonal complement of a subspace. If V is a vector space and W is a subspace of V, then orthogonal complement of W is denoted by W perpendicular and defined as set of all elements in V which are perpendicular to every element of W. So W perpendicular, that is orthogonal complement of W, contains set of all elements of V which are perpendicular to every element of W. Now show that W perpendicular, it is a orthogonal complement of W is a subspace of V. Orthogonal complement of W is subspace of V. Show that orthogonal complement of W is subspace of V. So proof. We know that what is W perpendicular? W perpendicular is set of all V belongs to V which are perpendicular to every element of W. So let alpha comma beta belongs to field F and U comma V belongs to W perpendicular. That is orthogonal complement of W. Now consider inner product of alpha U plus beta V comma W is what? Alpha outside inner product of U comma W plus beta outside inner product of V comma W. What is this? This is 0 because U belongs to orthogonal complement of W. What is this? It is equal to 0 because V belongs to orthogonal complement of W. Hence, alpha into 0 plus beta into 0 is equal to 0. This implies that for all alpha beta belongs to the field F, this element goes to orthogonal complement of W. Hence, we can say that W perpendicular orthogonal complement of W is a subspace of V. Orthogonal complement of W is subspace of V. So today's lecture I am going to stop over here. Tomorrow I am going to discuss some properties of orthogonal complement. So thank you.